Join us on our trip to Machu Picchu. It is an 18 to 24 hour drive from Lima to Cusco, so instead we took a 1 hour flight and landed in Cusco. Cusco is a city in the Peruvian Andes and was once the capital of the Inca Empire, and now it's known for its archaeological remains and Spanish colonial architecture. Now, the ride from Cusco to the mountains where we would eventually hike to Machu Picchu was about an hour, hour and a half drive. The city of Cusco has a population of around 428,000 people, but is at an elevation of 11,000 feet above sea level. I could definitely feel the difference in the elevation. My breathing got real strained, and especially when we started hiking up at Machu Picchu. So when I say this place is breathtaking, it literally takes your breath away. But the beautiful mountains, the countryside, the archaeological terraces, the fact that people in 1400s, 1500s were building these amazing places without the technological advances that we have today, it's just literally the most amazing thing to witness. The mountains along the side of the highway went up forever. It's so hard to really see the dimensions and the perspective that I had, but there were even times when the mountain was right there alongside the highway, and rock formations would literally fall down and be in the highway. So I was definitely praying that none of those rocks came down while we drove by. But the little towns that we would drive through were just so beautiful and quaint, as you can see. Now we've arrived in this town, I can't even begin to pronounce that, and this is where we would now take a train. So we took a little bathroom break, got something to drink, did a little shopping, took some pictures, and then we were able to get on the government-ran train called the Peru Rail. They were definitely comparable to our Amtrak train system here in the States. And what I loved is the glass ceiling that allowed us to view the mountains once we got up into the Machu Picchu area. You were just captivated by the mountains and the beautiful scenes. There was a river that ran alongside the train all the way from that town all the way into the mountains. We definitely saw a difference in the weather. In the city it was cool, but as we got higher, the elevation, which I would think would be the opposite, it got warmer. So we ended up checking our coats in a coat check once we got there. That was another archaeological Inca area that have still survived all these years. They were literally built back in the 14 and the 1500s, but they have been preserved and are still there. After about an hour train ride, we arrived in Machu Picchu. Came through the train station and walked out, and it literally felt like you had arrived at Shangri-La, the Lost Horizon. If you've ever seen that movie, you'll know what I mean. And once we got there, it was just, and when I say breathtaking, I mean it. The mountains, these videos just literally do it no justice. I cannot tell you, you must go. So the town of Machu Picchu is like a village. There were restaurants, hotels, shopping, all in this little area that you actually could have stayed in. And we actually had originally planned to stay in a hotel in this little village, but there was civil unrest going on at the time we were there. The Peruvian people were protesting the corrupt government, and they were stopping tours and blocking streets. So we just needed to be flexible and allow rearranging our tours sometimes to allow for the protesters. This bus ride up this side of the mountain was about another 45 minutes. I'm coming up on the rough side. Then once we got done with the bus ride, then we hiked, and that is where the breathing got real strained, but it was worth it. We had our own personal tour guide who spoke English. Most of the visitors and tourists were Peruvian and spoke Spanish.
Welcome to Machu Picchu.
I made it!
Ah, you made it. Here's 7 wonders of the world. World Heritage Site. Most important Inca city nowadays after Cusco, the capital.
I made it, Mom. Finally.
He did. The stone city of Machu Picchu is one of the most fascinating archaeological sites on the planet. This Incan settlement was believed to have been built around 1420 as an estate for royal Incas living in Cusco, the capital of the Incan Empire. When the Spaniards later conquered the Incas, Picchu was abandoned and was hidden for centuries deep in the Andes Mountains until an American explorer, Hiram Bingham, rediscovered it in 1911 and introduced it to the rest of the world.
Visionary. Inside we are going to find most of the houses, homes with the blind windows. In that case, some differences. And now we are in the city, of course. In this year, because Paramount Picture came in, you are going to see the movie. In this year.
Our tour guide explained that Paramount Pictures filmed a new Transformer movie right here at Machu Picchu. So you heard it here first.
Storage houses. Blind windows in order to put your personal belongings, something like a closets.
Okay.
How they made everything, why they built blind windows.
If you are afraid of heights, I don't recommend going too close to the edge because there were no real railings to keep you from falling off.
There is a camping center and there are people, local people are still now living here. Of course, they are not going to build hotels. Why? Because we are in a protected area. And remember, I told you before, Hiram and the North American came to this place, local people were living here. I show you this. It's named Tawantinsuyu. Tawa, 4, Tin, San, Suyu, region. The 4 regions to the sun. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4. They split the Inca territory in 4 regions. East, west, south, and north. That is exactly the same. Look at here. This represents our Inca territory. 3 stepping symbol exactly is exactly the spiritual world. And we have the opposite, the complementary. because it's totally symmetrically. But maybe you must wonder where is located the other side of this. Maybe underground. Unfortunately, we didn't find. This is our best sign for us. That is named for us a stepping symbol, chacana, or for you is something like a Andean cross. All. Do you know what I mean, Pachamama? Mother Earth, Pachamama. Okay, I'm going to speak Pachamama. You're going to imagine how they made this ritual ceremony here. Okay, silence, please. Pachamama. Could you imagine 100 people playing music, singing, dancing here?
Hello. How are you? I asked you first. Oh, that's really mature. Saying exactly what I said. I'm an idiot. You're an idiot.
Lama tam, lama tam, ooh, lama tam, lama tam, lama tam, ooh, lama tam, lama tam, lama tam.
Get me rocking up, Mama.
I am, I got you.
All right, girl.
It's already rolling.
Hello, Mama. Hello. Let me get some grass for you. Hello, Llama. Mama.
Get so you can see you.
Here you go. Mr. Llama. I know you're busy.
Go down low. His eyes.
Llama. Oh, hey. How's it going? You want some? Feel like Negroes?
Girl, if this thing spits in your face, we're going to have so
do they
many.
fit?
They are totally straight. They're going to spit you. But don't worry, they are so friendly.
Oh.
Just try to wave. Just try to pet.
Don't touch with these. They are good.
We saw chinchillas and a family of wasps. The sacred rock was carved by the Incas to resemble the mountain behind it and was used for religious rituals.
Because we wish to see you again.
Aww.
If we are not going to meet in this life, remember the next life is waiting for us. In that case, we have one word that is named for us Tupananchiscama. And what does mean Tupananchiscama for you? Something like until to see you the next time. Or simple, see you soon. In that case, now we have to say Tupananchiscama Machu Picchu. Could you repeat Tupananchiscama?
Tupinanchiscama.
Could you repeat?
Pichuska.
Tupananchiscama.
Tupinanchiscama.
Yeah, we are going to say together, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Tupinanchiscama.
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu.
Until to see you the next time.
Next time.
Peace, love, and soul.
We hiked back down the mountain, took the bus back into the village, and had lunch at this beautiful restaurant that had a balcony that overlooked the river that ran into Machu Picchu's village.
Videos are not doing it justice.
Chicha morada is a drink we had made from purple corn. Very refreshing. This was our lunch, and this dish here on the left was actually made from alpaca meat. Now it's time to get back on the train, and this will be our entertainment on the way back, this band and dancers. Had to say goodbye to Machu Picchu, but took this beautiful train ride back through the mountains and along the scenic route. On the ride back, they actually served refreshments that included quinoa cookies, a grain that is very in abundance here in Peru. We definitely saw a lot of police presence in a lot of the tourist areas just to make sure the protesters weren't causing any issues. That was a great place to shop in a market area. Then once we got back to Cusco, we had dinner at this grill that had served a warm tea drink overlooking the city square, beautiful buildings. There were fireworks up on this terrace area. In the distance, you could see a statue of Jesus. After a long day, it was finally time to rest at the Mune Wasi Inn. Good night.